Boston, early 1960s. A city gripped by fear. 13 women, strangled in their own homes. Alone, vulnerable, no warning, no clear motive. Then, a man confesses. But was he truly the Boston Strangler? Over 60 years later, new evidence and shocking revelations continue to challenge everything we thought we knew. This is Cold Case. The streets of Boston in the early 1960s were quiet, safe, or so people believed. But behind closed doors, a predator lurked. From June 1962 to January 1964, at least 13 women were found dead, strangled with ligatures, often their own stockings. The victims ranged from their 20s to their late 80s. They came from all walks of life. Some lived alone, others in shared apartments. But all were vulnerable, and all would fall victim to the same mysterious killer. The killings started with Mary Sullivan, 19, found in her Boston apartment. Then came other women, housewives, secretaries, retirees. Each seemed chillingly similar. Bodies discovered in intimate spaces, no signs of forced entry in most cases, and often no clues left behind. The city was paralyzed with fear. Women locked their doors and windows. Parents worried for their daughters. And the police were scrambling. Detectives soon realized they were dealing with a serial offender, someone intelligent, methodical, and increasingly brazen. The media dubbed him the Boston Strangler, a name that would become infamous in true crime history. Police worked tirelessly, but the case was complex. There were few fingerprints, almost no physical evidence, and each crime scene was wiped clean of clues. Detectives interviewed neighbors, friends, and family, looking for any pattern. Some victims had known social circles, others seemed random targets. The city felt the killer could strike at any time, in any neighborhood. The Boston Strangler was a ghost, slipping through the cracks of law enforcement and haunting the headlines. In 1965, a man named Albert DeSalvo entered the story. Already imprisoned for a string of sexual assaults, DeSalvo confessed to being the Boston Strangler. He spoke with chilling precision, detailing each murder and how he had entered the victims' apartments. But there was a problem. There was no physical evidence connecting DeSalvo to the murders. He would never be charged with the Boston Strangler crimes, and his life ended violently in prison in 1973. Each victim was unique, yet each tragedy was linked by terror. One was a retired teacher, another a young secretary, another an elderly widow. Families were devastated, communities lived in fear, and women changed their daily lives forever. The Boston Strangler wasn't just killing, he was rewriting the social fabric of Boston. This was more than a crime spree. It was a psychological siege on an entire city. The media sensationalized the murders. Newspapers published lurid details. Headlines screamed horror. Every new death heightened public panic. Some criticized the press for creating hysteria. Others argued that public awareness was the only way to stay vigilant. But one thing was certain. The Boston Strangler had captured the imagination of a terrified nation. Fast forward to 2013. Advances in DNA technology allowed investigators to revisit old evidence. They exhumed DeSalvo's remains and matched his DNA to evidence from Mary Sullivan, the last known victim. This breakthrough confirmed DeSalvo's involvement in at least one murder. But many questions remained. Could he have been responsible for all 13 murders? Were others involved? Or had the city been gripped by multiple killers at the same time? Even today, experts debate the case. Some argue DeSalvo was a confessor, influenced by prison staff or media attention. Others suggest that differences in modus operandi indicate multiple perpetrators. Unreleased audio tapes of DeSalvo's confessions have fueled speculation, raising new doubts and challenging long-held assumptions. The Boston Strangler, it seems, may never be fully understood. The Boston Strangler case highlights the challenges of criminal investigation in a pre-DNA era. It shows the power of media, the complexity of confessions, and the lasting impact of terror on communities. More than just a series of murders, this case is a study in fear, psychology, and the limits of justice. Even after 60 years, Boston remembers. Questions linger. The victims' names must never be forgotten, and the truth, whatever it may be, continues to haunt us. If you want to explore more unsolved mysteries, cold cases, and shocking crimes, hit subscribe. Join us at Cold Case, where every story demands the truth.